Do you know what today is?
It's our anniversary. Anniversary. Woo! Happy 2 years to us.
Hey.
Happy 2 years anniversary to us. Happy 2 years anniversary to us. Happy anniversary 2 years to us. Emma too, Mudimu has been good, baby. Okay. Okay.
Mwah.
Hey fam. Oh my goodness. Today, as you can tell, it's a very special day.
It is indeed. We
Guys,
are 2 years old.
We are only 2 years old. Oh man.
Happy
These little
anniversary,
babies.
my baby.
Happy anniversary, my love.
Mwah.
Hey, and happy 10 years
Oh,
anniversary.
wow.
It's not just 2 years in marriage, but it's
Actually.
10 years.
Of
Wow.
a friendship,
Of friendship,
of love,
of
of just loving each other.
of dealing with each other.
Yeah, I still remember, the first time. I remember Facebook conversations. I remember, going out to Gold City on our first date, and we still didn't date afterwards. We still were friends, And then officially when we
When you made it official, you see, just going down memory
we
lane.
made it official.
Very sweet, babe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
this is such an honor, such a blessing, really. And we're grateful, fam, that you are here with us, that you can join in the whole celebrities and the celebrations and all the goodness that's happening today. We thank God. We thank you as well for your love and support, fam, for just standing with us and believing in us. And if you've been praying for us, man, we thank you.
We thank you.
Thank you so much. If
May
you haven't
God
already,
continue
please.
to bless you.
Yeah, and if you haven't started praying for us, just pray. Just even if you say God bless them, Jay, please.
Amen. We receive it in Jesus'
We
name.
receive it in Jesus'
And
name. And may God bless you
May God bless you
and
too.
your relationship.
Yeah, and your life in general. But yeah,
Wow.
it's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wow, guys, listen, we have a whole.
I think we're a bit emotional, guys.
Yeah,
as you can
man,
see,
I don't
we're
even
not
know.
we're not stable. We're very emotional about this day.
are.
It's very special
We
to
are.
us. And we want to just reflect. Why is it important to basically reflect on being married?
Exactly, and we've got our notes down because, like Rego said, we're so emotional. Like we just had to make sure we don't lose track of our thoughts,
Our
and
thought pattern. Because listen, fam,
we
we will
will-
be honest with you
Yeah.
about how the 2 years have been. Babe, give a quick, brief summary before we even dive into the conversation. How has
Yeah.
2 years of marriage been for you?
2 years of marriage has been, wow, it has been a life changer. Honestly, like I've never looked at life the way I have. Like I know it's cliche, but I've never, because man, being married is a whole new ball game. It's a whole new ball game to dating, to being friends. Yes, we're still friends. Yes, we still date in marriage, but marriage opens a whole new avenue of a relationship and what is important and the responsibilities, the selfless acts that you need to do, and you learn a lot. And I'm just grateful that God has been a part of this journey,
Yeah.
and He continues to be a part of the journey, because otherwise I would have lost my mind, literally, with this beautiful woman. But how's it been for you, babe? 2 years. Just quick
Guys,
before we jump in.
yeah, the honest truth that, do you know the terrible twos? The terrible
Yeah.
twos. Literally, I think, but then it can't be terrible twos if we're just about to enter the terrible. But I feel like we've had
Yeah, we have.
the terrible twos experience already in the marriage. But guys, like this has just mentioned, but God has.
Yeah.
We were literally reflecting on it right now and just thinking about how God has just been with us. And it wasn't just a terrible twos, just about arguing or anything like that. There were so many
yeah.
other factors that
Everything.
contributed.
We're talking about work. We're talking about
finances.
We're
Guys,
talking about health.
We
Everything.
literally started from the ground up, and to have seen the progress and to survive enduring that period
Yeah,
that
period
we were
of
experiencing
trial, yeah.
of trial. We were basically being trialed every single, let's say, month with something new, and having to have someone to lean on and to and to pray with, which is very important in our relationship. Prayer comes first, God comes first.
Always.
And to have experienced that, guys, like, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a big transition for me as a woman. It was big, guys.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But whew, guys, we want to share with you 8 reasons why love alone in marriage is not enough. Like, think about it, fam. Love, I know one would say, is all you ever need.
That's all you need. Like, love is it, and you can basically, it's like the fairy tales.
Yeah.
You fall in love, you get married to your Prince Charming, your knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
And then after that, what? You live happily ever after.
No, that's a fairy tale, as we should all know.
Exactly.
It's
like, what happens in between happily ever after?
Yeah,
Actually,
life happens.
happily ever after is a continuous journey, from my opinion. It's not a destination that you arrive at immediately after you say I do. It literally is that you're walking through day-to-day life with each other. You're choosing this person each and every day to help you in this life journey. It's been,
Rafa has a lot
guys,
to say.
I have a lot
she
to say.
Does.
I do.
And we're going to unpack it with you guys. So, hey, bear with us. Sit back, relax. In fact, right now, we want to plead with you. If you are married and you have your spouse with
your
you,
partner with you,
it's good. Please tune in. If not, pause, wait for them, call them, watch it later, tomorrow, whenever you need to. If you're dating, again, watch it with your partner. If you're single, still watch it. Take notes, please. Like, we have our notes. Please write them down. Maybe one day, 1 or 2 of these notes might be valuable to you because they are valuable to us. And listen, we're going to be, like we say, we're going to be candid with you guys. And we're learning as much as we're sharing with you guys, right? We don't know it all. Remember, guys, we're only 2 years in marriage, 10 years in dating and being with one another.
This is basically what we would tell
to
our younger selves before we got married.
That's it.
So whoever is in the process of getting married, this is actually...
Or busy courting. Or
busy courting.
Single and wants to get married one day.
Yeah. So basically, why do we need to check in with each other every single year?
That's where we want to start.
Yeah, that's where we want to start.
Why check in?
Why check in? For me, I'll take it back to aviation. We have check-ins, or let's say prof checks every 6 months. So therefore, it helps you to just remember, restudy, make sure that you know the aircraft well enough, the emergencies. So when you check in with your partner, you want to look at, okay, what has our habits been? Have you gained good habits? Have you gained bad habits? And what can we do to deal with those habits?
Again, reflection, honestly, on your marriage is part of the whole check-in process, right? Because we need to reflect on the vows that we've said to one another. It's very important that we go back to those vows because those are powerful. Remember, we said those vows out in holy matrimony. We had the presence of God with us. We had a host of witnesses there that were there to give an account and be accountable for us, to say, hey, listen, you guys promised that I shall love you till death do us part, and so forth.
You
and
didn't
so
promise
on. You didn't promise me whatever you did. So we need to reflect and say, where are we actually in our marriage? Where have we come from, and are we still on track with our goals that we set?
Let's be honest, guys. You kind of get comfortable. You think, and now you're comfortable with your person. This is what I do. This is what I talk about habits. You gain now habits, and you think that, it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, we get comfortable.
To continue living like this, you get too comfortable with each other. So, checking up on each other is just to reaffirm and just reaffirm our love for each other, and just to say, you know what, I see you, I see your habits, and I see what matters to you, and vice versa, and you just get to refocus about what you care about. That's and just love one another even more.
And in summary, it's to avoid complacency in your marriage.
Basically.
Because as humans, we are drawn to become too comfortable, and then we become complacent.
100%.
We become complacent, we neglect what we said to one another, we then, like you said, we latch on to habits that are bad, but we're so naive to them.
Yeah.
We've gotten used to it. We've gotten used to my bad. You know.
I've got a random question. It's like simple thing. I love you. How many times do you actually mean it in the sense of like when you do say I love you, it takes you back, and it just you understand the meaning, the depth of saying I love you,
and knowing that it's not just about the words, or the word love, but more about the action.
Exactly.
Because we know love is active, right? Because God proved that to us again by sending his one and only son to die for us, and he proved it right on the cross. Jesus said
100%.
I'll die for you. So
but before we actually get in, because that is going to be our first line, what is the verse of today, my love? It comes from
verse of the day,
Galatians 5:22 to 23.
Yes, but the Holy Spirit produces this kind of fruit in our lives, right? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And then the Bible says there is no law against these things. New Living Translation says that. So as a child of God, we know that how we're supposed to be walking on this earth, we need to be bearing fruit. God said you will know them by the fruits that they bear, right? So if we're not bearing these fruits, these 9 fruits, then we need to check in and check ourselves. And hence why we're doing a check-in on our marriage to say, okay, wait, are we living up to what we said, what we promised God and what we promised each other and our witnesses, so forth and so on, right?
Yeah, true. And so let's dive in. We were basically going to be dissecting each fruit and checking up on each other to see, okay, have you fulfilled that fruit? So basically the first fruit is love, right? But is love enough, guys? Is it really enough to sustain your marriage for years to come?
Honestly, no, it's not. Love is... Yes, it is, as the Bible says, it covers over a multitude of sin and it binds all things together. But love alone is not going to sustain a marriage because of the fruits that we just read. And now we're going to take those fruits of the Spirit and bring it into marriage and just watch how these fruits should manifest in a marriage setup, right?
Okay, so with love, my love, for me, this past 2 years, do I feel like you have loved me enough? Yes. I do feel like you've loved me enough. You've loved me above and beyond. He has shown me that, he loves me. He tells me he loves me, not only by showing me actions. And yes, love comes in different forms. And we've spoken about this so many times. I know you guys might think I'm a broken record now, but your different love languages. And it's so important, again, to understand what the other person's love language is. To just dissect quickly, my husband's love language is, again, words of affirmation. And I had to learn to basically continue to compliment him and to continue to tell him, because again, I'm bringing back to what I've said also previously, is that I am not a romantic at heart. Not by nature. I'm not romantic by nature. I am not cozy, lovey. Romantic comedies or whatever is not my first preference to watch, as you guys know. But to have someone who is filled with so much love, he's taught me that, you know what, it's okay to be vulnerable. And I think that's what love has taught me, is that I need to be vulnerable with my husband. He deserves to be loved in the manner that he gives me love, because I appreciate the love that you have given me these past 2 years. And geez, it has definitely multiplied more than the 10 years that we've spent together. And I see it more even now. I see it with your actions. I do see it with what you say to me, and I appreciate it, and I thank you for loving me for the past 2 years and 10 years that have passed.
Wow, I'm flattered. Thank you.
He was not expecting this.
I was not, literally, like, we're candid, guys. We didn't rehearse. We didn't speak about this, so I'm hearing it for the first time with you guys. But thank you.
He's getting shy.
I'm not often like this, but yeah, man, my baby, you've been such a loving wife towards me as well. Just to check in, my wife has so much love to give. Yes, you may not be the most romantic, as you say you're not, and I know that because we've been together for so long.
Moments.
She has her moments, she's been inspired, and I inspire her a little bit. But yeah, her love is just too much. It's for her love language is acts of service, and I've had to learn over the 2 years that as much as I love words of affirmation, as one of the love languages. By the way, we've done a video on love languages, link up above, but I think we need to redo
we need to refresh because we talk about it so much.
So much, and we'll refresh on that one. But hey, go check that one out. But her love language is acts of service, and it's been a challenge always to really give her what she wants. You know, like the doing part. Like you guys know, me and having to do things in the household, simple things like, hey, pick up your socks, remove that, wash the dishes. Why didn't you, go hang up the laundry. Stuff like that. I may sometimes slip up, but I've learned that it's something that makes her happy and full of joy, and she's at peace. Obviously, then there's peace in the house. Hey, better do the things, he says. So yeah, I've learned, but it's been a journey. But I've learned that. But you're still full of love.
And we're still growing.
Yeah, and we're easy on each other. Yeah, patient with one another.
Exactly. Another fruit. There's a lot of fruits here. So let's dive into the second one, which is joy, my love.
Yeah. So with the fruit of joy, the one thing to remember about this fruit is that in marriage we need to remind one another that we bring each other joy by spending time with one another, enjoying each other's company. Being joyful, meaning that we can laugh together, we can have silly moments together, we can have giddy moments with one another. And what I have here is that when marriage is joyful, that is a powerful testimony of God's hand in it. Right? And for us, for the past 2 years, you'll wonder why we're so invested in content creation.
Yeah.
It's because we use that time to really just let loose, have fun. Remember that we're still human, irrespective of how old we may be, and people might say, "You're so old. Why are you still doing silly things like acting
like a 21?"
Exactly, and being
silly. We don't feel old.
We don't feel old.
I'm starting to, but yeah, we don't feel old.
You don't feel old. Because exactly that, we want to exercise this fruit of joy. And yes, God gives us that joy because the joy of the Lord is our strength, right?
Amen.
But in our marriage, we've decided, even in this past 2 years, it's been so much fun, baby. This past year, guys, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
With the content we've created and still continue creating, whether it be on Instagram, now TikTok, guys. If you don't know, we're on TikTok now. So go check us out.
Check us out.
Okay,
for me, just to add in before I forget my point, is that with joy as well, like Disa was saying, we spent a lot of time together, and that brings us joy. Because I'm having a thought in my head, like imagine you are spending more time with everybody else but your spouse.
Yeah.
Imagine that you are drinking more. For example, if you do like to have a drink or two, you're drinking more than anybody else, or you just spending you having adventures with everybody else but your spouse. For me, then where's our joy? Some couples work differently. You find your joys in different ways. But for us, it's like we have drink nights. We go out together. We take each other out. If you like to, just dance a little bit with each other, you do that. That brings joy into the house.
We have movie nights.
We have movie nights.
That's what we love the most.
But again, yes, if you do spend too much time with each other, you do get frustrated. There's so much frustration. I mean, yes, even though we spend a lot of time creating content and all this stuff, sometimes we do get on each other's toes.
True.
And
we've witnessed that.
And we've witnessed that. But at the end of the day,
yeah.
when we look back on the content and you're like, oh my gosh, this was so much fun. Because you, at the end of the day, I've always said, we are creating memories. And once you're looking back on the memories, there's so much joy in your heart. You're like, I'm so happy that we did that. Because you know what? It's my memory of what we did together. We had so much fun. Our kids will look back on that and be like, mama and daddy, they had so much fun together.
They were so silly. And if we could share the bloopers with you guys of every content we do, oh my goodness, you'd laugh your socks off. So much fun.
So much fun.
But yeah, that's the fruit of joy. Must be prevalent in your marriage, and make sure that you invest time in spending time together, having fun, talk to each other. Like we said, find whatever makes you guys tick and have that fun. Again, I just want to attach joy with fun in your marriage. You understand what I mean? And that's one golden rule in our marriage. We will forever have fun, fam. That's
always.
us. Always.
Literally, that is what
Always.
our number one rule is.
We will
Have
always.
fun. And to
The next
come
fruit.
back to the third one is
Yeah.
peace, and aim to live in peace by choosing your battles wisely.
Wow.
Don't allow minor annoyances
yeah.
become unnecessary fights. Life is too short. Guys, this is so true and so important because we do have arguments. You are human.
Yeah, we've had
You are
them.
going to get irritable. When I'm on my periods, I give out clinics. I don't want anything. Like, I get so irritable so quickly. It could be something so small, and I'll be like, so like, Hulk,
Yeah.
Hulk mode, very Hulk mode.
you transform it.
And it took time for DC to understand, Hore, why are you acting like this every single time? And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm actually on my periods, and I didn't myself. I actually
weren't aware.
That this is how I am when I'm
Yeah,
on my
it's
periods.
about that
and
time now.
It's about that time. So I told him that, you know what, babe, download the calendar now
And understand,
and then
and
every
know.
time I'm like maybe grumpy or whatever,
check.
just check the app if it's that time, and if it's that time, understand, do whatever it takes just to make me feel comfortable, so that I know who I know. You know what, she's going through her moments, but is that okay? That was the other question we had to discuss. Okay, is it okay that now, just because now you're going through a tough time, is it okay for you to be upset or angry or lash out to that certain extent? There's an extent. You know, we need to also be understanding, Hore. You can't just be shouting at your man just for the sake of the fact that you can shout at him.
Yeah.
You need to have a level of respect as well for one another. So it's learning. Guys, for me, I was told by a friend, literally a month or so, we went running North Cliff Hills, North Cliff Stairs.
Yes, yes.
And she was married, and she told me that it's a lot of unlearning and relearning. That's what marriage is. So
True.
unlearn your bad habits. If you feel like you continuously do things that are bad for your partner, you need to unlearn and understand that he's viewing it from a different angle. He's a completely different person. Although we are similar, listen, if he doesn't like something, he doesn't like something. If I don't like something, I don't like it.
Wow. Listen, fam, I have never had to pray for so much peace in this home as I have in the past 2 years. Because, or past year, should I say, because wow, Rego has been antsy a little bit too much this past year. And
But like we
I
said,
don't
fam,
know,
we've been experiencing a lot.
yeah, I mean, this year's been crazy. And like I said, the peace in the home is something that I've had to pray a lot about, because we were annoying one another, the little things that get to us. But we've learned, to really just husa, breathe, take a step back, understand the individual.
There's a reason why someone is
perhaps,
feeling
yes,
the way that they are.
it's that time of the month or whatever, or me, I'm going through my whatever challenges I might be going through.
I mean, challenges for you, if you
yeah.
don't mind, is the job situation. These would get frustrated or stressful,
Yeah,
very
because
stressed.
the demand of
the demand, but he
from
didn't
work,
see that he's stressed, and I would have to pinpoint and be like, but babe, listen, you're taking out maybe your anger on me, so let's just find a way to deal with this situation.
Yeah, and I've had to make the necessary changes. But yeah, let's move over to the next fruit that has played out as well, very important in marriage, which is the fruit of kindness. And here, fam, speaks about small acts of kindness go a very long way in marriage. Small acts of kindness. Don't just treat, again, back to Rego's point, don't treat strangers kindly. Don't just treat them kindly. Do so for your spouse too.
Yeah.
Listen, I've seen it a lot. Not in our marriage though, where a lot of people will treat strangers more kindly than their own partners.
Yeah.
That is wrong, fam. If that's happening in your relationship, your marriage, you need to check yourself. You really need to check, because that is so important to sort of honoring your partner and showing them that you genuinely care for them as well, and that they mean a lot to you. And in the past year, I've had to do it. I've had to, now and again, chivalry never dies, and it has not died. Chivalry has not died. So I must open that door. I must go down on my knees, not to propose again, but to tie her shoes. Now and again when I see her laces very loose and she's being lazy to tie her shoelaces at gym or wherever. But
I do.
The small acts of kindness are something that we've been exercising and we do a lot, and I'm grateful for your acts of kindness.
You're welcome. My
Yeah, it's been very pleasurable to see those. Yeah.
When we love hard.
Yeah, we love hard. Yeah, very hard.
The other point that Disa missed was patience. You know, don't be too quick to get angry when you disagree with your spouse does something you don't like.
Oh yeah.
This one is big because
Patience is,
in arguments or whatever that we're experiencing, you kind of need to know when to choose your battles, guys. You know, you need to be patient enough to be like, hey, this person, you know, he needs time. He just needs 2 minutes. Yeah. You know, because, okay, we're different in the sense of when I get upset at something, I kind of need 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes even the next day to be okay. Not a week, baby. Not a week, a day.
Oh, sure.
I'm serious, fam. Okay. Like, I usually need like either 5 minutes or most probably the next day, then we'll have the conversation. Yeah. You know, whereby D say he wants to be like, let's have this discussion now. Let's talk. We need to be talking about this. And I'm just like, but like, I need to adjust because if I don't think about it, I'm going to lash out at you. I'm going to be angry at you. And I don't want to lash out at you. I don't want to be, you know, having this huge argument and then the neighbors are hearing, then everybody's hearing our conversations. And that's another thing.
True.
It's having arguments in front of people, guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
But, and in the past year, honestly, if you don't mind me saying this, like, Rego has not been patient a lot. She has, guys, she's really let it loose. In this past year, I've received it a lot from Rego. Like,
well done. You are a trooper. I'm so sorry.
Oh, guys, but again, I had to exercise patience with her. But yeah, I mean, there's times we just had to go back in the car if you were out and about.
Sorry to disturb. I just remember this is how I met DC.
Yeah, like hey, how do you like my new look, guys? Like I had to just get a fresh cut.
Chop it off.
This
is how I remember him, by the way.
Yeah, I'm resetting. I have to reset. Reset button.
Nice. Anyway, sorry for
can we get back on track?
Sorry.
All right. So like I said, I've had to be a whole lot more patient with Rego this past year. Looking back, it's been
fun.
Rego Magalwen.
Well done, my baby. Well done. You were very patient with me. I won't lie. I think I was very hard to deal with this year. It was a very hard year for me. I won't lie. I don't want to get emotional.
Don't get emotional.
Why is this happening? But anyway, you can continue while I digress myself.
But anyway, yes. In your marriage, in your relationship, patience, that fruit is very important because that's how you two will actually get to any sort of resolution to any issues or problems. Being patient with your partner, understanding that if they're frustrated, you need to just bear with them at times, you know, and even with situations where you're not getting your way, be patient. Continue to pray about the situation that you're in, and
if you can't solve a situation, or a problem, the best way to try solve the situation is to go on your knees and pray about it. I think there was even times where I was like on Pinterest. He doesn't even know this. On Pinterest, trying to find like a prayer. Maybe I felt like I wasn't even saying the right prayer. I was just like, I just need a prayer just so that I can pray for my husband.
You've got the
Holy Spirit
in you. You just let loose, and He will, as the Bible says, He will pray on your behalf.
He will definitely.
Yeah, and I know what you mean.
Yeah, so these times where you feel like even prayer is not even working, but I promise you, God is there for you. You just need to pray for your relationship continuously.
Amen.
Okay, the next one is goodness. Honor and respect one another. Do good to each other and speak highly of another, both in private and in public.
Yes, baby, you are beautiful, you are gorgeous.
You're handsome, you are sexy.
You've got it
Turn
all.
On,
like I told you last week,
yes, babe. Thank you, my love.
I'm telling you, it's very important to be good to one another. That spirit of goodness is important. And this year, Joe, I've not been this year. Our whole dating life, like you know me, I'm always letting those words out and letting you know how good you are and how good looking you are.
But I actually want to dive deeper in this because of, thank you, baby. Dive deeper in this is that I watched a sermon, Pastor Prince, and we both watched it actually. Remember watching it? And he was talking about speaking life into each other.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Ooh, I remember that
the
one.
words that you speak to your spouse are so important.
Powerful, eh?
What are you saying to your spouse? Are you telling them, oh, you're so impatient.
Yeah, you
Yo,
know what?
you
Why
are
are you so
selfish.
lazy?
Why are you so lazy?
Why can't you be like
What?
that other husband or that other man? Why can't you
First
be like
of
that other
all-
wife that we see on
First
social
of
media and
all,
or wherever you see them,
Why
your
can't
next
you
door
be
neighbor?
a girl on flick?
Yeah, no, you know what? It is important to speak words of life
Yeah.
into each other. Like, the scripture's true in saying that we need to be careful about the tongue.
Literally.
Power of the tongue. Life and death.
Sometimes you realize why in your marriage things are going horrible. Do you remember what you said in your marriage?
Yeah.
Maybe that's
True.
why.
Yeah.
Because you kept on saying, no,
You're not good
this
enough.
is not
and
a nice marriage.
Exactly.
This is not gonna work. This is You spoke it.
You spoke it.
And then people want to blame God for things not working out.
This man.
Did you remember what you said about your marriage?
That is so powerful. Wait, wow, it just came to me. How often that some of us, whoever, maybe you don't know, you could be saying, God, why isn't this man the way, why is he not like this? Why is he doing this? Why is he not doing that? And perhaps God is just saying to us, but what have you been saying about them? What have you been saying about your partner?
I think at the end of the day, we need to realize that we all go through our battles.
Yeah.
But learn what weapon you use in your battle. Your weapon is your tongue. Your weapon is what you say to each other. So make sure that your weapon is the word of God.
Amen.
And once you have the word of God, it'll flourish, guys. It might take long. But again, it ties into being patient, but knowing that God is with you.
That's it.
As long as God is with you, guys. How many times? Abraham, how long did it take, babe? Is there any story in the Bible that something happened like
Instantly.
this?
Oh, there are some miracles that happen like that, but for the most of it, patience and long suffering have been part of the journey. Yeah. Whew.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Next fruit, very important in marriage, is faithfulness. Babe, have you been faithful to me in this past year?
Yes, I have been faithful to you.
Both physically and emotionally.
Yes. And I think that's very important, is not, because the first thing you think about is faithfulness is cheating, right? And there's also emotional faithfulness
or unfaithfulness,
as well. I take it also from reference that Dise is a very emotional person, and for me, I always thought that if he had to cheat, for me it is actually when he's being emotionally connected to somebody else, because you end up speaking to someone, right? You didn't speak to your partner. You end up forming an emotional connection with them.
Yeah.
And then that's when things lead to another, because of already you feel like, oh, this person understands me. They feel me. No, it's because it was the illusion that they did understand you, obviously, because they're not in the situation with you. I've always also said that we watch a lot of movies also, and it's like, whatever happened now will repeat itself because of how you got the person.
True.
Sort of kind of thing, if you understand.
No, true.
What I mean.
Indeed. And I mean, yes, I've been faithful to you, babe, even if you didn't ask, but you know very well that there's no need for unfaithfulness in marriage, because why did you get married? Number one, if you were man enough or woman enough to have gone to the altar and profess your love and confess your love and declare that love and all those vows. I mean, why still entertain unfaithfulness? And committing adultery and thinking, oh, I'll have a side snack, side chick, side dish, you name it. There's no need for that. I mean, anyway, I get the sides when I go out to meals. I don't like the sides. Give me the main course, and this is it, main course. I'm satisfied once I had this. Don't give me the chips and the fries on the side. I don't need that.
But at the same time, guys, I mean, the whole reason sometimes people do get cheat or whatever, it's because maybe they're getting bored, or the partner is lacking in something that they want, or maybe I would like.
You're right.
I actually want to bring it back to what we usually.
So in the bedroom.
Yes, in the bedroom. I want to bring it back to some of the episodes we've already done now. Two, three episodes.
I think we have,
with Beducated.
Yeah.
And for us, whatever we spoke in there was truth, in the sense of, spice up your bedroom life, because when you do that, that's your fun time.
Exactly.
And if you want to try out a new position, all you have to do is communicate that to your partner and say,
Simple.
I saw this position, do you want to maybe try it out a little bit and see how it works for us? Does it work or doesn't work? And just respecting one another's boundaries with regards to that as well. But spicing up your bedroom, obviously there's no time to then look elsewhere.
Of course not. No, I mean, if your wife, husbands are wearing full bahaza, full panty, come on, buy her something.
I'm not a part of this one.
Buy her something that has less material on it, and whether it's a letter of the alphabet like T or A B C D G, just get the things, and then there's no need to be unfaithful, right? So the next fruit.
That took a turn very quickly.
But the next fruit that's very important in marriage is gentleness. Gentleness speaks to the tone. The tone that we use for one another. And honestly, this past year, Reho has, at times, she knows, she's used a tone of voice that was really uncomfortable, unnecessary, and very harsh. Very harsh.
I do.
I must just be honest.
I agree with that, and for me, my love, I do want to apologize for that. Obviously, I think, guys, it's so easy for you to quickly get upset at your person because you're so familiar with him, and when you get frustrated or overwhelmed, he is the first person that you see, so he is unfortunately gonna get the backhand of it all. So, but now you just have to be gentle with him, and in your arguments, and just be able to say, he's trying to help me.
At the end of the day, right? I am
That's
trying to help.
That's what your partner's trying to do. Is that they're trying to help you, but also that's then your responsibility in a way to sort of read the situation
as well.
It's also understanding and like, what is this situation saying? Is she waiting for a hug? Is she waiting for this? And then maybe I snap. I'm like, no, I don't want this one. But also at the same time, it's my responsibility to be gentle. We need to take accountability for our actions, fam. And being gentle is one of them. You need to be kind to your person.
You have to, and that's why at times in arguments, it's not so much, you could mean well with what you're trying to articulate, but perhaps the approach, and that's where gentleness comes in. Your approach could really just skew everything, and instead of getting that response that you were expecting, but because of your tone, because you were not gentle, because your approach was wrong, you wonder why you guys are always going around in circles. So it's very important to exercise this the spirit, and this fruit in your marriage, of gentleness.
Exactly.
Wow, powerful.
And
the last one.
The last one is self-control. Realizing that you're actually happier when you see your spouse reaping the benefits of your self-control.
Man, oh man. Fam, this year, if I just look back now, in my head, every time Reho was joyful, happy, smiling, beaming, glowing, as you guys might say, it's brought me joy. And I've had to work on that, to exercise my own self-control and say, listen, as much as I've also got needs and wants, and I want Reho to do this for me and me, but I've had to say no. Exercise self-control. In other words, be selfless at this moment.
I was actually
don't be selfish. Be selfless and see and cater for her needs, because you know what? It just reciprocates. I cater for her, she caters for me. I make her happy, guess what? She gonna make me happy, I know I'm gonna get it later. Or even now. We're gonna wait for later. We're gonna do it right now. So this year has been great because I've seen it. It works. Guys, trust me. Ladies, trust me. Exercise self-control and just please your partner and make it your daily mission that today, again, I just want to make her happy. What can I do to just make her full of life?
So there's a lot. It's a journey, like you're saying, and at the end of the day, you are serving one another.
That's the thing.
You are each other's servants.
True.
We don't see each other's one is higher than the other. It is my option to serve him and to make him my king, and be like, babe, I care for you and I love you and I'm going to treat you the best way that I can. And I've learned a lot, guys. And then also, don't be afraid to think that, you know what, you are wrong sometimes.
Yeah,
you are wrong. You know, take accountability when you are wrong, and just apologize as well. I think also apologize with understanding.
That's it.
That's important. And just, you know, being there for one another is very, very, very important.
Very important. Very, very important. And I thank you for being with me and just dealing with me as well.
Yeah, guys, know that I've dealt with him. I've dealt with him with his time. I've dealt with him with his driving, which frustrates me still. Yes, you know, when you drive. When you drive, Speedy Gonzalez, like, guys, we are still learning. We are still trying to formulate this whole journey.
Trying to figure it out.
We're still trying to figure it out, and yeah, we're just hoping that it will continue to just elevate. You know, not by our own strength, but by the grace of God. And we speak it in the name of Jesus. That you know what, we'll continue to give you guys check-ins, and hopefully we'll see the growth as well. And like I said, it's also personal growth, because a lot of our arguments, I had to look back and reflect with myself. Not a blaming game in a way, but a way of saying, you know what, guys, I'm not the same woman I was back then. I was still a girl 10 years ago. I'm now a woman. I'm now a wife to my husband. Soon in the future, speaking it into existence, will be a mother. I don't want anybody to get anything. So I need to be able to adjust and adapt. We're humans. We need to be adaptable to certain situations. Be adaptable. I mean, like, you can't expect to be the same person that you were before you got married. Growth is required, and it's gonna be hard. Growth is hard. Trust me. Yes, it's been a tough year, but
all worth it.
All worth it. And we've had fun at the end of the day, didn't we, my love?
Too much.
I love it when I come back from work after flying and we're cracking jokes and he's making me laugh, and I realize, I miss this bam of mine.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
It's mixed emotions. It's a lot. But I still love you, my love.
I love you too much too.
Love you, bum.
Fam, it's been great to check in with you guys, and all we ask from you guys, like we always do, please continue to pray for us. That's all.
We'll continue to pray for you too, fam, as well. You know, if you're on your way to the altar, continue to pray for your relationship. You know, we thought that, you know, that would be just it. No, continue until.
Even if you're single, even if you're dating, like we said, even if you were married for 10, 20, 30 years, doesn't matter. Continue to pray for your marriage. And that's it.
And just apply the fruit of the Spirit within your marriage.
Yes, apply them. Very, very, very important. And then you'll realize, as we've just shared with you, that the fruit of love, yes, very important, but it's not enough. You need all the other fruits in your marriage to really make this marriage wholesome, and then you get that full satisfaction of a lovely, beautiful marriage. But hey, guys, we're only 2 years. We're still growing. We don't know it all. We don't know it all. But
this is our experience and what we've learned so far.
This is all that we can tell you. Literally our experience. That's the only reference we have.
And we continue to grow, fam, and that's what we want. We want to just grow in this love journey that we are on.
So we hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope that you guys took down the notes. If you want our notes here, how much are you going to charge them?
How much, babe?
We'll see. We'll come back to you guys. I'm kidding. We'll leave it down in the descriptions. You guys will see everything in there. But
thank you guys for supporting us, for engaging in our comment. Also on Instagram, on TikTok now.
TikTok as well. It's everywhere.
On Facebook, on YouTube, fam, we do love and appreciate you. Thank you for being in this love journey with us. And I think what I love as well is that we are creating memories for our kids.
It's all
as
about
I've said before. And memories is what we love.
It's what we love. But right now, fam, we need to be doing some things now. It's celebration times. Until the next video.
Vlog.
We love you, fam.
We love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, fam. Bye.